artist coming up is Bleach.
We're live and direct from the Bergie Band Room, about to support Motley at the Get Down 23, is it? I had a bit of a hectic weekend, but we're still gonna rip it, bro. You know what we do.
How you feeling before getting on stage?
I'm chilling, bro. It's a hectic room. I saw the room before. That shit looks like a full nightclub, bro. Looks better than Laundry, rest in peace.
Is there anything that people might be surprised by with this set?
Fuck. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people haven't heard the Motley set live, like the song I have about him. I'm gonna do the song about Motley called When I Lived. And Motley's in the crowd. It's the Motley gig. Last time I shared the stage with Motley, I would have been 12 years old.
Is there anyone besides Motley on the lineup that you're looking forward to hearing?
Yeah, bro, Shyla Music. This chick's crazy, bro. She does like all this stuff with her guitar, singing and that. Like, yeah, she looks hectic. That's like proper. Whenever people are like singing and doing shit with instruments, I'm like, bro, rap might be bullshit. You know what I mean? Because I just kind of get up there and spit. JLX, Cass, bro. Fuck. I'm actually legitimately scared because I have to go on right after Cass, and she brings hectic energy, and she's very good. I'm gonna have to turn it up, bro.
What's your dream gig? Like, what's your dream venue?
Fuck, I don't know. Headlining Coachella, cuz. Revs is cool. Revs is like definitely a vibe. Everywhere in Melbourne, bro, to be honest.
Look. I used to practice rapping into the mirror next to the seat. Now I'm cementing my status, every action progressing my speech. Destined to elevate over hate, I'm subjected to see. Never not authentic, every second is perplexing me. Stressing on what's next for me. It's like I live for this. Letters addressed to me, saying they erase my fingerprints. Heavily questioning past decisions that I've made. Facing situations where I'm placed in dismay. Daily revelations, I see my demons chasing. Seeing mates wasted with no indication of changing away and salvation. But hating rehabilitation, fading motivation, they ain't need of inspiration. Disassociating myself with every breath I speak. I'm aimlessly chasing a sensation that's temporary. Nevertheless, swear it gets to me, it's testing me. Ex-best friends wrecked on excellent speed with no intent to attend to their mental health. Rejecting help, hating themselves. Depression dwelling in a restless hell. Stressing in abundance, parts of the spliff. That's why I minimize the substance like I'm drafting a script as Bleach 1. Yeah, I said it's fucking Bleach 1. Check. My predecessors never stepped like their laces intertwined, but yet they second guess, stressed and faded off the lines. They ain't seen the dangers, they just strangers to this life. Masons on his grind like he's skating on a pipe. I see brothers loving life to the spar with like a play fight. Steady drifting with an addiction, sinking like baselines. Reminiscent drugs have taken brothers, now their brains fried. Never listen, brothers taking uppers in the daytime. Yeah, straight up, like this shit changed in this age of dismissed rage. Innocence is stripped daily, that's that grenade. Couple losses trying to sway me, that renegade. Couple problems like Jay-Z, every letter type, never let up till they recognize. Exercise rights while the lesser rise. And if I'm fessing on my ex-life, guess it's best to sever ties. Every second resurrecting reflections a lesser time. Yeah, I said every second resurrecting reflections a lesser time. I said every second resurrecting reflections a lesser times. Bleach 1. Check. Bleach 1. Yeah. All I ever really need is them Melbourne city lights and a chick with pretty eyes mixed with dizzy nights, acting uncivil on some pills that's looking crystallized. My intention is to send a message from beneath the sky where I reside, on some lines of something looking synthesized, but you ill-advised. If you think the kid could spit a rhyme, you could try criticize. Leave you guys hypnotized when I rip a mic like Eureka Sky. Higher than an eagle's procedure, I just beat a guy. Melbourne city raised, bring a hell onto the page. That inner city rage, swigging liquor in a daze. That sinner with a flame, sniffing whipper on a tray. That killer with an itchy trigger finger, popping pingers with a dame. Rockin' posse shot and Tommy to my grave. In my teens, ripping weed and rocking hoodies with a flame. Feeling crooked with a taste for scribble books and copper chasers. Memorizing all the ciphers, visualizing my place. Idolizing LGs, getting by with no cheese. I meant cheddar, energy intertwined with dope steeds. Despised by the guys who claim and they so mean. Now my biggest enemies be all of these nosebleeds I've been getting. Introspection in my head is where these sentences form. In a second, interject and get you sent to the morgue. In a present, my obsession is expressing my thoughts. I can resurrect myself to my celestial form. My pen and ink has never been a lesser result. Spent forever getting better, so my blessings in bulk. I'm deflecting regression, I guess you're destined to soak. My shit like kettle dissolving your throat. It's that Burn City rapper, worst scheme better. Living in that city full of gritty kids, step up. That Burn City rapper, worst scheme better. Living in that city full of gritty kids, step up. That Burn City rapper, worst scheme better. Living in that city full of gritty kids, step up. That Burn City, worst scheme. Living in that city full of gritty kids, step up. Bleach one. Started rapping when I was like 12 at a youth studio that Motley was running. And this next track's about kind of Motley's impact on me and the experience I had there. Yeah. Check. Yo. I was just a little kid, like 11, when I went and got a pen. Scribbled lyrics in my bed with the intent to get the dread out of my head, just to cope with all the stress of my parents' separation. Lyrics on a page gave a sense of inspiration. My mother signed me up to a hip-hop course, cause she could see my passion come forth when I wrote a 4. I'm sure she was remorseful for divorcing his swords, but she knew I needed the support, of course. That's when I met Motley. I was honestly idolizing a dude. He was teaching how to rhyme, yeah, that room was my cocoon. Cause I wrote my first 16, he vibed with a tune. Told me he could really help me get my lines in a booth. Taught me structure, I was drawing little dots on every line, just to follow the rhythm so I could keep it in time. Taught me how to tell stories, how to speak it divine, and I was expelling my helplessness inside of my mind. His accolades had me gasping, all the classes surpassed. Like, yo, this dude really open for Nas. I was hopeless, but you know that what I wrote was advanced and enhanced every time that we drafted my bars. Scribbling my witticisms, knowing he was hearing me, assisting me with criticism, every lyric cheering me. Seeing in my eyes all the life that it was giving me, it still lives with me. Sometimes he would sit with me, brainstorming ideas, rain falling like tears when I would walk to the studio in storms, cause no weather would ever stop me expressing my thoughts. I was destined to soar, and no question was supported. Was an awkward kid, but every little track got recorded and exported and rewarded with applause when I spat a chorus. First portion in my life I wasn't ignored, and there was no shortage of exploring my thesauruses. Oh, those were the days with my little chains and my traumatic thoughts that were forced in my withered brain. Just vibing with my idol while we riding on an ink and page. I could see it in his face when I hit the stage. He was proud of me, I never had to question it once. Was profound to be surrounded by the strength and the love. I tried to hide it all the times that I was messing with drugs, cause in my head I was disrespecting the effort and love that he put in. But back to the point, skipping class to spit bars, what miraculous joy. First show at 13, how spectacular, boy. He was posting with my dad saying I was special and I was progressing in my raps, and he told me that, yeah, support for me, he'd never hold it back. And it had me rejoice, cause that boy was in need of a beat and a mic, and I could never be me without my idol's guidance. Bleach. This track's called Picture Me. Yeah. Check. Yeah. Now picture me when I was 8+3, watching 8 Mile while wishing that Jimmy was me. Idolizing all the rhymes and aspiring to be seen as the peak of this scene. I wasn't even a teen when I started mastering my craft and dropped a blast to a beat. In my past they would laugh at my artistry, BUT I planted my feet and started harnessing belief in what I'd seen. Now picture me when I turned 13, turning words into verses on some wordsmithery. Turned quickly into the first Bleach track. See that switched something in me vividly. I wanted to see what I could achieve. You see, it was the dawn of my speech, before I was enthralled with the streets, and before the mistreatment that I suffered as a young, and love was nothing but increased. Now picture me when I was just 16, a little hoe broke my heart, so I'd float to the green. Every time it was near, clearly hopeless indeed. Weed, ease and some speed was all the Bleach would need to feel free. Even nearly lost my freedom to the streets, still I stayed with a shaved pencil even when my mental was decaying. I was slashing up my arms but not deep enough to leave a scar, so my mother wouldn't see. Now picture me when I was like 18, filled with hate, see crazy, I was stuck in a rut with a job that I hated while my father was decaying on drugs. All the brothers that I loved never messaged me once. I was alone in the dark with a roach that was sparked, getting toked, being passed by a father that had broken my trust. I was frozen and stuck, my only home was so dark. I nearly slit my wrist so I could float to the stars and be free. Now picture me when I was 20, I was ready again, introspecting in my head, and then remembered that my penmanship was next to the best. So I went and spent my next paycheck on that setup, and then with that action you would never see me lacking my pen. I was manic, the attraction to the rapping, a fanatic with a habit, little addict that was actually attacking every pattern pen I thrashed, every stratosphere imagined. I was entering like Anakin did. Now picture me 22, who you bet I'll become. Motivator while my brothers all succumb to the drugs. I know I'll make it cause the chase the only one that I love. I know you hate me cause plainly you could never face the pain that I've touched, and rise above and choose love over hate and getting wasted on buds. So when you look to the stars and the sun, just picture me, Bleach 1. Yeah. Sweet. Appreciate you guys. That's cool.